Oh, shut your ass up. You lying. Why is what you call us you give somebody swatted though? Because why don't you just call the police and tell them what happened to you?
Hey, y'all got this. So she got abused? What's her? She said she got abused in the past before her injury. I guess this was
Someone got abused.
revenge.
Right. She wasn't right. It wasn't she didn't you wasn't trying to seek help. You was trying right. No. She should be in jail. Good. Bitch.
That was the latest with Lori. Charlamagne, we giving that donkey too. And we need Kevin Hart to come in front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him. What? Kevin Hart. What Kevin done did? Hey, yo, I know damn well. Is it Kevin or is it Chocolate Dropper? It's Kevin. 4 after the hours, that's it. Is it? Which one? Kevin. I mean, not Kevin. Charlamagne. Check out video of the full show on Tubi. Free. Classic interviews and more on Tubi every day, all day long, all for free. Just search Breakfast Club and grab your popcorn.
Should I create an LLC for my rental property? Hi, my name is Toby Mathis, a tax attorney with several hundred rental properties, and I can go over some of the considerations for you. Liability protection. I'm going to protect myself and the tenant with an aggressive lawyer. What if a tenant gets hurt in a suit? LLC may be just the tool to isolate that liability. But what if I cause the liability? What if I have personal debts? Can I protect my rental properties? You might be surprised to find out that the answer is yes. In many cases, in fact, not all.
Right? So I'm spraying mace the whole time. Chief talking. Well, I didn't know mace was going to affect me, too. Everybody in the class, I got expelled from that school. Then I had to go to another school, Charles Evan Hughes, got thrown out of that one for turning off all the lights in the school. Damn. Yeah, and then I went to one of them schools where all you got to do is show up. You went to alternative school? Yeah, all you got to do is show up. I got thrown out of there. Damn. So you realized school wasn't for you? Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking funny. So I got thrown out of one school because I threw a chair off the roof. I didn't want to hurt nobody, but in my mind I thought like a cartoon. I wanted to see them go, and their eyes bought on their head and just run. And say you could have killed me. I had no concept of killing. This is in like 5th grade. I wasn't trying to kill nobody. Right. But when you come home. Hey guys, I'm Bill here. So the second open beta for Fatal Fury Sealed Wolves has just ended. Well, yesterday, but I was just too busy to be able to do a video review yesterday, so I'm doing it today. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about what worked, what still needs some adjustments and work, and I hope the final release, which is less than 3 weeks, guys. If you pre-ordered the game, of course, and you should pre-order the game. All right. So, before we get started, a gentle reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All right, let's get to it.
Oh, you probably have to.
Okay, so the second open beta was taking place for the
No, it
past
says
4
open
days.
beta.
Ended yesterday.
Aw,
And the
man.
main reason for the second
I
beta
must have
was
been
that
missing
the
it.
first one had some issues when it comes to matchmaking. Now, I did my review of the first one, and I talked about how the netcode itself was amazing for me. I had incredible matches, but it took a long time, especially during some days, to for matchmaking to work. So I knew people were in the were also like looking for ranked matches, for example, and I was looking for ranked matches at the same time. But the game does not did not match us up. So the reason for this second beta was to test the new matchmaking fix that SNK was working on. And you know, in terms of content, this was a little bit different than the first one. So it had all the characters from the first open beta, but who's coming in the driveway? They added T-Zone, the I think is the only grappler so far in Fate of Fury City of the Wolves, and as well as they had a couple different stages and training mode this time, so people could test combos and learn the characters before jumping into the online scene. There's also local single play, so that was also welcome. I didn't get to test that because I was playing by myself the whole time. And the thing is, I'm gonna talk about what worked. All right, let's start with the first thing, which is matchmaking. Matchmaking has been fixed. It was incredible. I literally did not have time to test things in between matches because of how fast the matchmaking was working. It is completely fixed, and that is a statement I am willing to, go to court for. It absolutely is working right now. I heard that the first 3 hours were problematic, and then SNK did a quick fix. I don't know. I did not test. By the time it launched, I was actually sleeping. It was early in the morning here in Morocco, and by the time I woke up and started playing, matchmaking was working, and it was working for the entirety of the beta. The 4 days that I played. So that is fantastic. There's also the netcode, which was working fine, but it's still holding strong. And I'm really happy.
A couple of weeks ago, I got an email from Bethesda letting me know that they want to fly me to Richardson, Texas to visit id Software's HQ and play some Doom the Dark Ages early. A dream come true for me, as I have never visited id Software before. Yet, unfortunately, due to personal reasons, I wasn't able to make it, turning my chance to play Doom the Dark Ages early into dust and ashes. La verdad, amigos, es que estoy demasiado triste y decepcionado. Yet, when there's a will, there's a way. I got in touch with the team, made some arranging moves, and managed to make it work for this video. Not only that, but I also got in a call with Hugo Martin, Doom the Dark Ages game director, and we discussed a ton about the game. And thankfully, he gave me new insight on the new weapons, characters, lore, and so much more. Because of that, this
You can join my free WhatsApp group and see everything for yourselves. Every trade, the exact time.
video will have exclusive information you won't find anywhere else. I think. If you're excited for Doom the Dark Ages, be sure to smash the like button, because fun fact, today is this channel's 10th birthday. So if this video can reach 15,000 likes, that would mean the world to me, my friends. And because I read all of your comments, tell me, which is gonna be your go-to weapon for this game? Me, I'm not using weapons. I'm killing everything with my big ass flail. If you want to know everything about this game when it comes out, be sure to subscribe. I am the Doom guy after all. I gotta do it. With that being said, let's sit down, grab our chain shot, and dive straight back into hell. This video was sponsored by Gamersofts. Use code MIDNIGHT to save money on any of this swag. Thank you so much for the support, and I really hope you enjoy. The demons are at the gates. In this demonstration of Doom the Dark Ages, the legions of hell are attacking a sentinel city, and Doomguy, being the super weapon of gods and kings, is charged with going outside the gates and hold the enemy as long as he can. Yet, this is the Doom Slayer we're talking about. Right out the gate, we can see why these are called the Dark Ages, as the brutality of the enemy we face can be seen. Yeah, that's a tank. Gone are the vibrant colors of Doom Eternal. Now, all we see is the color of battle. I have no idea how its software does it, but the amount of enemies on screen is just insane. Not only that, but the combat arenas have opened up, making us feel like we're in the middle of a war of biblical proportions. So, imagine my reaction when I was told by Hugo Martin that this game, Doom the Dark Ages, is going to feature a total of 22 levels. For comparison, Doom Eternal had 15 levels, and it was already a massive game. Yet, what would be Doom without a roster of big fucking guns? There are a total of 6 different weapon classes in the Dark Ages, each class with 2 variants for the exception of one. The shotgun class includes the combat shotgun and super shotgun, pretty obvious. The plasma rifle class includes the accelerator SMG and the twin shot cycler. I absolutely adore this weapon. The rail spike class includes the shredder and the impaler. The skull crusher class includes the pulverizer and another unknown variant. The rocket launcher class will include 2 variants that we haven't seen. All we know is that they function as grenade launchers. And at last, the Reaver class, which includes only one variant, the Reaver Chain Shot. All of these weapons will have unique abilities. For example, when enough demons are killed with the Skull Crusher, you will gain a haste buff when this bar is full, which makes you move faster and shoot at a higher rate of fire. When enough damage is inflicted upon a demon with the Shredder, the demon will become vulnerable to lethal critical hits, making him weaker. The combat shotgun can apparently be loaded with Dragon's Breath ammunition and shoot rounds of fire. The accelerator SMG electrifies damaged demons, and the River Chain Shot is just a big ball heavy critical damage. But wait, there's more. Just like Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, the Dark Ages will feature a progression system. Throughout the battlefield, you will find chests full of gold and red rubies that you can use on Sentinel Shrines, a place where you can upgrade your guns, melee weapons, and shields. The shield will counter the damage released by enemies after a perfect parry. The power gauntlet can apply shock damage to demons after being hit. You can set demons on fire with the flail and big bang any demons with the mace. In my conversation with Hugo Monson, he alluded to something that got me very excited. Firstly, he confirmed the existence of the BFG, the catch being that it is hidden in the world, and it's up to us to find it, as the exploration of Doom the Dark Ages is massive, way bigger than what Doom Eternal ever was. Not only that, and I do not know if I misunderstood Hugo here, but he also hinted at the existence of a BFS, a big fucking sword, also hidden in the world, which of course made me very excited as I adore this whole thing, all of this. And actually, it makes sense, as Doom Eternal had 2 super weapons, the BFG 9000 and the Maker. And in Doom the Dark Ages, we will have the BFG 9000 for guns and the Ultra Greatsword for the melee weapons. Just like how Berserk is full of monsters, Doom the Dark Ages will be filled with hellish abominations, like the Imp Stalker, a redesign of the Imp from classic Doom, the Arachnotron, Hell Knight, Pinky, Mancubus, Kako Demon, etc. Yet, some of these demons will have armored variants, like the Battle Knight, a Hell Knight donned in armor and a battle axe, or the Armored Mancubus, a complete pain in the ass. I love seeing the progress along the way. I love watching like things start from a seed and become something amazing, especially with the tomatoes. It's gonna be something we can eat. It just makes me feel a sense of peace.
In addition to those demons, we have the super heavies, demons that will test everything you have learned so far in the game, like the Agathon Hunter, this game's version of the Marauder, and in quotes, equal to the Doomslayer or the Vagaries. Demons of a monster, armed with an arm cannon, more armor, and a pretty bizarre way of fighting. This reminded me to Galaga for some reason, or Takomodo, a big lizard demon armed with a spear and a shield. I've seen snippets of its gameplay in the past, but nothing that gives us a clear view of this abomination. There's also this wizard-like tentacle demon, which may very well be the wretch who shall not be named. And at last, the tyrant, or as I prefer to call it, the cyber demon, armed with a chain gun for long-range Doomguy hunting, a sword for close-range fights, and a set of wings. I haven't seen this bastard fly, but on the off chance that he does, it doesn't matter because he is going to die. The Dark Ages is gonna throw everything it can at you. Not only that, but there will be unique bosses found in several levels, like this Titan or this other champion Titan. And like previous entries, the game will offer mini bosses like the Komodo, where they are introduced as a boss and then become a frequent demon further in the game, which reminds me of the Marauder and Doom Hunter from Doom Eternal. Yes, giants! But wait, there's more. Just like you can upgrade your guns, melee weapons, and shields, Doomguy's armor can also be upgraded. Throughout the campaign, you will encounter demonic leaders, heavy demons in gold armor in control of a squad. These demons can only be destroyed if you kill its entire group to weaken their morale. When the morale is weakened, the demon will become vulnerable, and once you annihilate it, it will drop an upgrade for Doomguy's suit, ranging from more ammo, health, and armor. My conversation with Hugo was short, but it gave me a ton of information about the Dark Ages. Yet, I also used this chance to voice one of my concerns. According to Hugo, this game takes heavy inspiration from the movie 300, specifically speaking, the fight scenes, where they show Spartans transitioning from each Persian killed in slow motion, with the same thing seen in Doom the Dark Ages. After each parry, melee, or gory kill, the game slows down time to make it cooler. I like how it makes it more cinematic. Yet, my concern was that this was going to become tedious pretty fast, as you were basically slowing down the gameplay every 5 or 6 seconds. Yet, Hugo told me that this slow motion effect is conducted by holding down the button for shield throw, making it entirely optional. In fact, I was told that the Dark Ages is an even faster game than Doom Eternal. What? I know it's hard to believe, as Doom Eternal is fast as fuck, but after knowing how each mechanic in the game works and how the game plays, I can definitely see it being the case, as the amount of decisions you make per minute is gonna be insane. Let's talk about history. In the Dark Ages, Doomguy is not in control of his own power, as being blessed by the divinity machine came with a compromise, giving the makers the ability to subjugate Doomguy as they please. I love Doom lore, that much is obvious. Because of that fact, I asked Hugo about it and he delivered. This is the Greed Maker, one of the reasons why Doomguy is being controlled. This is Commander Thero, King Novik's own daughter. Holy crap. And this is Prince Azrak, the main antagonist of this game, described as a young, ambitious demon of nobility, hungry for power, as he is the one leading this war against Argentener. Commander Valen is back as well, and we will actually get to meet his own son. Hopefully, nothing bad will happen.
Aside from ripping and tearing demons left and right with medieval weapons, we will also get to pilot our very own Aitlen mech. At the beginning, I was worried this section will be a one-off thing and never play it again, but after seeing this, I wished for more. As you are basically boxing against titanic monsters, turning you into lore-accurate Mike Tyson. You can dash, sleep attacks, throw counters, and when this circle is full, you can perform the ultimate bomb strike. Not only that, but when you get the Empire State size chain gun, after each successful dodge, it will overheat and decimate anything that stands in your way. Also, is that a mechanically enhanced Titan? A su pinche madre. Aside from the Aitlen mech, we will also fly through the skies on our very own dragon called Surrat. We will fight against hell carriers, board them, and kill all the demons inside, destroy its reactor, and get the hell out. Not only that, but we can fight against titans with the dragon and do stuff like this. Chile, esta prueba va a ser la mamá. Beautiful battle. With this comes the end of this video, my friends. So please, you who is watching this, let me know your thoughts about this preview demonstration down below in the comment section. As I believe it's software is indeed watching this video, and well, feedback is feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very good day, my friends. Stay safe. Adios. Bye.
Oh.
Stay on top of payments with one app. Pay or get paid. Split payments with a group. Schedule an upcoming payment or request for your share of rent, regular expenses, and more. All your money moves, all on Venmo. Luana's been with me a little over 8 years. She absolutely loves Russia. Keep meeting her back 8 years later. Every time we take them to the vet, she's the happiest dog.
This video is a complete chronological timeline of Doom. How the games interact with each other and when it will contain spoilers for every game in the series until 2023. Welcome back, everyone. It's Jordan. Marvel and Sony came to CinemaCon this week with a bunch of big reveals about Spider-Man 4. They're calling it Brand New Day based on a big comic book arc. We already know a little bit about the movie. Tom Holland released a video, and the director Daniel Destin Cretton talked a little bit about the movie, confirming some big details. Brand New Day was a huge comic book arc that followed one word game featuring a lot of similar big twists and Spider-Man having people's memories erased on Earth that we saw during No Way Home with the spells, allowing Marvel to retcon some huge details about the character in the comics at the time. The reasons why he had people's memories erased in the comics were a little bit different, but there were some similar things that they've already adapted into the MCU version of No Way Home. The main reason for doing that, though, on a creative level, was to give Spider-Man a fresh start in the comics, and it's basically what Tom Holland said they're doing in the actual MCU movies, too. Of course, Tom Holland made all the Spoiler Bros jokes. Tom Hardy separately even talked about a Spider-Man Venom crossover movie that got canceled by studio politics. There were also a bunch of big reveals about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse completely separately, too, but they're treating it like a completely separate movie. There might be like a little bit of crossover in Avengers Secret Wars. We will see about that. That's all speculation, years and years away. What I'll do is I'll talk about the
Oh,
Spider-Man
Roman
4 Brand New
Encouragement
Day
was a
stuff first,
fucking
then I'll talk about
top
Spider-Man
down
Beyond
game.
the Spider-Verse, because
What's
they did bring
this?
some footage for Beyond the Spider-Verse. If you're brand new to the channel, of course I'll be doing videos for all the movies. There's supposed to be a bunch of big reveals for the Superman movie today. If there's a brand new trailer, of course I'll do a video for that. We also have a brand new Daredevil Born Again episode, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. It's going to be a real big couple of weeks with all the CinemaCon stuff happening right now. Just starting with all the Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day stuff first. Like I said, Tom Holland confirmed in the video that they played of him at CinemaCon that they're using the movie as a fresh start for Spider-Man in the MCU. Sony and Marvel will continue their sharing deal, but the way that Kevin Feige explained this, they typically only make that deal for one Spider-Man movie at a time, one solo Spider-Man movie, then a couple other crossover movies. Right now, the deal is for Spider-Man 4 and 2 new Avengers movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars. Then they'll renew the deal again when they get ready to make Spider-Man 5, and the same thing with Spider-Man 6, the last movie in this brand new trilogy.
Those are like my three options.
It's going back to some and right now, it's one of the coolest takes of it ever. Sean Kenny's animal superpowers made with Lego bricks. You do not want to miss this. Go to rmsc.org.
When a dirty spin at the police, and outbreaks in Detroit, we need it in Rochester at Rogers. Those Buffalo advertising where don't really know where to get it right. What's good in Buffalo?
Daniel Destin Cretton is the person who's directing the movie. He did the Shang-Chi movie. He was also going to do Avengers Kang Dynasty when it was still Kang Dynasty and they hadn't pivoted to Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr., and called it Avengers Doomsday, completely changing the plot, getting rid of the Kang character. Then after that, he was going to do the Shang-Chi 2 movie. They're still making that, but because Marvel then turned him down right after that and also hired him to direct Spider-Man Brand New Day. They're way more focused on doing the Spider-Man movie than doing another Shang-Chi movie. So you gotta see the way that happens. Shang-Chi 2 just gets moved way down the bench. Like, we'll do you eventually, someday. I'll be old and gray, but eventually you will get another movie. He did say a lot of really cool things about the movie, though. He revealed that his son's first words were Spider-Man. Like, literally, his son's first speaking words were Spider-Man. And it sounds like he loves the Spider-Man character. Like, he is completely locked in. Like, he is dialed in on Spider-Man stuff his entire life. He said there's something about this character, his imperfect, messy humanity. To say it's an honor to be standing on stage, a pretty big understatement. They made a bunch of jokes about Naked Vegas because that's where CinemaCon is happening. Generally, it just sounds like he gets the Spider-Man character, like he understands what the Spider-Man character is supposed to be. So, really happy that he's directing the movie. Should be really, really solid. He did say that they're designing a brand new suit for the movie, so it won't be exactly like the suit that we saw at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, but he might have that at the very, very beginning of the movie briefly before he transitions to like another new suit. I'm guessing that it's going to be another homemade suit as well too, because they basically got rid of all the Avengers level the Iron Man stuff that was more to the character. Just like the comic book Brand New Day, they're using this as a creative reset for the Spider-Man character, taking it back to ground level, so to speak. Even though it does sound like they're going to be dealing with a lot of multiverse elements in the movie, because next big thing, they're releasing the movie right after Avengers Doomsday. So we've been talking about this for a while because they revealed the release date a while ago. But the title, Brand New Day, doesn't make it sound like it's going to be set on Battleworld or anything like that. So it kind of sounds like the movie is going to take place while Avengers Doomsday is taking place. And Spider-Man will just be a lesser, like a minor character in Avengers Doomsday with a mask on. Which is a really easy way for the Russo brothers to put him in the movie and film scenes with the Spider-Man character while Tom Holland is busy filming a Christopher Nolan movie this year and also filming that Spider-Man Brand New Day movie later this year. Like, Tom Holland is booked up filming. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to film Avengers Doomsday scenes. We are expecting Avengers Doomsday to loosely adapt elements of the Time Runs Out storyline where Doctor Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., comes to the MCU, tricking them into thinking that he's helping the multiverse, winds up collapsing it the rest of the way, and everybody winds up on a version of MCU Battleworld, which they might just use the Void for, just because the Void already kind of functions the way the Battleworld did in the comics. But I do think we're all on the same page here that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be a part of Avengers Secret Wars. So they might just use the Ant-Man and the Wasp trick during the Spider-Man Brand New Day ending or the post-credit scene where they sync up with the Avengers Doomsday ending and everybody winding up on Battleworld, the people that do survive the collapse of the multiverse. I think we're expecting the body count in Avengers Doomsday to be super high. Like, some of the chairs here will not return in Secret Wars, RIP to some of these people. Also, probably the reason why we didn't see Spider-Man in Chair Watch here, just because he'll be a relatively minor character, and they mostly wanted to focus on the hype of the brand new characters like the Fantastic Four, Channing Tatum's character that was coming back, and all the classic X-Men that were going to be showing up, because they're really making that movie seem like more of an Avengers versus X-Men kind of film, where you have two different teams from different universes battling it out to save their worlds, and Doctor Doom sort of manipulating things in the background. Tom Holland made a bunch of jokes about Spoiler Bros. He said he's well past the hump of the spoiler stuff, so he's not going to be giving anything away during his video at CinemaCon. But he was talking about it being a fresh start for the character, like a brand new trilogy for the character. We will see what he winds up spoiling eventually over the course of them making this movie. Amy Pascal, who's the main Sony producer on their side of things for all these Spider-Man movies, also confirmed a couple big details about the film. And this is also true of the Brand New Day storyline too in the comics. She said the main plot point that they were coming into the movie discussing was that No Way Home and now he's been spending all of his time Spider-Man locked in 24/7. Trying to do something nice here. We literally got the Spider-Man name drop from Kingpin during his big New Year's Eve address after he became mayor of New York City. So Spider-Man in the MCU right now is very active in New York City, but nobody knows that he's Peter Parker. In the comics, the reasons why he had everybody's memories erased in his marriage to Mary Jane Redcon was so that Marvel comic book people could creatively reset the character. There were a lot of similar plot elements during Spider-Man No Way Home, but it was different from the comic book version of that. Like Mephisto was a big part of that. They all the Mephisto jokes that you want. Brand New Day was the first big comic book arc that followed in retconning everybody's memory, like erasing memories of Peter Parker and erasing his marriage to Mary Jane. We know that Sadie Sink is joining the movie as a character with a quote-unquote mysterious past. Everybody's been speculating that she's Jean Grey for the X-Men reboot movie. I do not think that she's going to be Jean Grey. I do think she's playing a character who is from the Spider-Man comics and probably from this Brand New Day comic book arc. There are a number of female villains she could be playing, female characters. Even someone like Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, or Lily Hollister, who plays a couple different characters during the Brand New Day arc. Both the Menace Goblin character and Queen Cat. MJ and Ned Leeds are supposed to be back as minor characters in the movie. Sadie Sink is meant to be a main character in most of the movie. And they're supposed to introduce some new friends, like a supporting cast, that will follow him around the way that MJ and Ned Leeds did in the previous Spider-Man trilogy. Supposedly one of the main villains of the movie is going to be a middle-aged woman, someone between her 40s and 50s. They didn't say which character. There are a number of villains from the Brand New Day arc. Primarily, Mr. Negative, Kingpin is in there, Lily Hollister, like I said, who transformed into Menace, but she's a younger character. There was talk of a version of Chameleon showing up, not the one from the Craven movie, like not so fast, Craven, bet you didn't see that coming. They retconned the Sony universe out of existence, basically. Like, they're going to go forward with their own Venom movies again eventually, but they're probably going to do a big creative reset. When he said they were going to do a Venom Spider-Man crossover movie, it sounds like they were setting that up with the second Venom movie, like you saw that post-credit scene with them teasing crossover during Spider-Man No Way Home, and then it never really happened in a big way. It sounds like that's when all the quote-unquote studio politics killed that big crossover. My guess is that was mostly a Marvel Sony higher level thing about what they wanted to do with the Tom Holland character in the main Spider-Man movies and what Sony wanted to do with the Venom movies, and they just couldn't come to an agreement about how they were going to bridge that gap. So that's why No Way Home spent most of its time dealing with the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, multiverse of the Sinister Six stuff, and they just changed the Venom part of the storyline to be a post-credit scene, where previously he'd been a much bigger part of the movie. I think that's what Tom Hardy was referring to when he said studio politics killed their big crossover. They wanted Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield way more than they wanted me crossing over with Spider-Man. Personally, I think they probably made the right move there. Like, I think general audiences were much happier to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back than they were to see Venom crossover. But it would have been cool to see some Venom crossover. There are a couple other supporting characters that Sadie Sink could also be playing in the movie. Jackpot is a character in the story for Brand New Day. There were a couple versions of the character, like most people think of Mary Jane when they think of Jackpot. There has been talk about Sadie Sink being a multiverse version of Mary Jane, also because of her very, very identifiable red hair. But the version that showed up in Brand New Day was the Alana Jacobson version of Jackpot. And there has been talk of Spider-Man getting that symbiote that they left behind at the end of No Way Home, like them paying off that with him eventually getting his own symbiote arc in this next trilogy. We will see if that winds up happening in this movie, or if they save him getting the symbiote for Avengers Secret Wars, so they can be a little bit more like comic book Secret Wars, where he got the symbiote back in the 80s. Either way, they will eventually do their own version of a Spider-Man symbiote saga. They did not confirm whether or not Daredevil and Kingpin would still be in the movie. There was a version of the movie early on that was going to be way more ground level, way less multiverse, and we're going to see him teaming up with Daredevil again. Kingpin was going to be a much bigger character in the story, but it sounds like they also decided to go in a completely bigger Avengers level direction with the movie. Daredevil Season 2 is also releasing next year. Kingpin is still supposed to be there, though. So when Spider-Man Brand New Day is going down, like when the plot is happening, when Avengers Doomsday plot is happening, Kingpin will still be mayor of New York City.
As a Texas Senate mother, I know that having strong enamel is essential to preventing cavities. 50% better enamel than adulting. New Enamel Kids provides 24-hour cavity protection and 2 times stronger enamel defense. That's why my kids use Enamel Kids.
What will probably happen, though, is we'll learn about more of the other supporting characters and more of the villains in the next couple of months. Of course, I will do all the videos for that when we find out what's going on. But post all your reactions in the comments below. Personally, I think this just confirms a lot of theories that we had before, like them creatively resetting the character going forward, using the spells for like a fresh start for Spider-Man and the new trilogy. The other big Sony reveal at CinemaCon last night was obviously Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. So Lord and Miller came. They were I mean, it ain't just. It don't match his.
What if you need to send a bad bitch in the bank to distract the guard? Which one of them he gonna send?
All the bitches got guard cars. They work security.
All them bitches when they walk in the bank, they're gonna be like, "Let's see some like that." You got me talking about Dio again. I like
Neil too. Man, he got.
we joking, Dio. She got all the bitches that look like footstools. He got the footstools.
Man, Neil, man. Neil.
This would be a Louis Vuitton girl. French
Beverly Hills Polo Club. Neil, man. I just would have never thought he would be, you know what I mean? I would have thought Usher or something like Neil.
Why?
He supposed to be dating the House of Darion, man. That's Beyonce, Mama Lola.
So stupid.
nice joke. You know, they got it. So.
Yeah. Get that up.
One of us. That's good.
Which one do you like the most, Chris?
That's the picture. That's the picture of that.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
That's all makeup that really.
Yeah, that's just
What look like they get
She's got all made up.
filters. Like she got on a lot of makeup and shit. Like it's not look true makeup. The one right there with the black dress on, goddamn.
Mongoloid.
Right, that one just looks like she been practicing a flute for 30 years. Up couple she's going out.
That's like she's.
The one with the sleepless looking dress on. This bitch, she got a lens. She looks kissing. What's that? What you feel?
Hell yeah. The top of her neck be wet every time she talks. We playing, dog. I'm really happy.
You guys are jealous of that.
Like if you got them all together, that's another level of the game. Like you can have two of them together. Like you can train two of them to get along.
Right.
But you're not gonna tell me you can train 4 bitches and all be that's something.
Just even if it's
Bitches.
thing. That's what I'm
Bitches ain't usually. Yeah, bitches. You can't.
Right.
It's sad.
But
Most of the times,
I know it's already 10.
I'll get to eat.
Yeah. Oh, we already talked about the Marvin Saddle stuff. So that was
Especially if that was Arkansas.
Arkansinians.
okay. Well, first off, I was going to bring up there about a new thing. I don't know what you guys think about that. Billboard, yes, the exaggerated, as people are calling it, because she didn't give it a name, but the so-called exaggerated BBL type suit at the Billboard Women in Music Awards. So everybody's making a big stink about that. And she did do a even though this wait,
Once your credit card that happens, if it's $10,000 or more, you're
are 3 easy solutions you can start today. And number 3 is an absolute game changer. Number 1, the first step to tackling your credit card debt is understanding how much debt you actually have and how long it can follow you around the world if you're only making minimum payments around all the world. Minimum payments can literally keep you in debt for decades. $10,000 of debt can take anywhere from 15 to 26 years to pay off if you're only paying minimums. And that's just $10,000. Number 2, try this popular method to tackle debt. Start with minimum payments to stay current on all of your amounts. Then, take any additional money and or all of it towards your smallest debt until it's paid off. By paying off your smallest debt first, you'll likely avoid most interest and insurance amount of time. Then, work your way up, knocking out one debt at a time until you're debt-free. Number 3, and this one's a game changer. Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Getting started is easy. The process has already helped over half a million people and counting.
You're not alone, Michael. Congratulations. I can't thank National Debt Relief enough. I can't thank them enough.
This is not too good to be true. I had an end date. And then I got the email and said, congratulations, you are now debt free. I still was like in disbelief about it. I can't even tell you, it was such a release. My relationship is much better now. There is this entire stress that's gone. I'm debt free. Find out if you're eligible today. Click the link on this video and answer a few short questions. If you have $10,000 or more in debt, there's a good chance you'll qualify. But don't wait. Be sure to apply before next Friday. Go ahead, debt link. You'll be glad you did. Stay down. I'll make sure your cute girlfriend will be screaming my name tonight. Wind hurt all over, but he picked himself up and faced the 7-foot-tall Troy. To many, Troy was the handsome star superhero of the academy. To Quinn, he was his worst nightmare. Where is Jennifer? Quinn asked. Troy smirked. Clearly not by your side any longer. After I've beaten you, by midnight I'm sure she'll have forgotten who you are. Talentless talent. Quinn clenched his fists. I may not have any superpowers, but what I have with Jennifer is real. Troy levitated into the air. Balls of fire danced above both his palms. Great. Why don't you use your feelings and I use my superpower? And let's see who wins the Apex tournament. Troy chided. If you can defeat me, I won't lay a finger on Jennifer again, even if we both know she'll be begging me for it. Quinn could not contain his rage anymore. He lunged at Troy with nothing but his naked fists. Half of his shirt had been reduced to ash, revealing a skinny, pale chest. Now the top of his head burned through his hair. Troy was thrice his size, literally, but Quinn fearlessly attacked. He swung his fist in the middle of the arena boxing ring, but Troy simply smiled. A blast of fire shielded Troy and sent Quinn flying. Before Quinn could rise, Troy leapt into the air and slammed his body down on Quinn, leaving the big freshman in a chokehold. Troy whispered in his ear. Quinn's eyes darted out of the boxing ring where he found Jennifer, looking back apathetically. Jennifer. Quinn's friends did something to you, right? Did one of them use telepathy? I'll save you. I promise I'll save you. Jennifer scoffed. Save me? No, Quinn. 1, you can't save me. And 2, I don't need saving. We're done, Quinn. I'm with Troy now. Quinn grimaced in pain. Why? We've been friends since we could walk. We've been dating for 10 years. I thought everything was good. Why did you cheat on me? Jennifer's eyes glowed purple, highlighting her rage. Everything was good. Did you know how difficult it was being the girlfriend of the biggest loser in the academy? You're powerless, Quinn. Look at yourself. You can't protect yourself, much less put up a fight. This was your last chance. Prove yourself against Troy. But look at yourself. What a pathetic showing. Quinn felt Troy's chokehold tight. He flailed, trying to release himself, but Troy's grip was steel. Healed already, Troy taunted. You know you losing. Just tap out. Quinn refused to. He squirmed like a little worm, and the whole stadium burst into laughter. Jennifer shook her head, feeling the second-hand embarrassment. This isn't right, Jennifer, Quinn rasped. He was losing consciousness, but he still refused to tap out. He had some fight left in him. But then, a flaming fist slammed into his face. And the last thing Quinn remembered was Jennifer turning away, disgusted. Everything went black. Quinn had lost the match in humiliating fashion. But little did any of them know the tables would be turned very soon. Later that night, battered and bruised, Quinn reached outside his dorm room. He felt something poking on his leg. He yanked the jewelry box from his pocket. It was his grandmother's wedding ring. He was going to give it to Jennifer as a promise ring. He couldn't afford to marry her yet, but maybe in a few years. But now it was worthless. Stupid thing, he yelled. In a daze, he threw the velvet box down the hallway, and it crashed against the floor. When he realized what he'd done, he snapped out of it. Damn it, he said to himself. He ran to the end of the hallway and scooped up the ring. Thankfully, it was all right. Still in one piece. Only the jewelry box was destroyed, so he stuck the naked ring in his pocket. But just then, his phone pinged with a message. Quinn slipped it out of his bag. The message was from an unknown number. To Quinn Talon, from ISA Base 039G. You have 24 hours to pick up your belongings, or they will be incinerated. An escort will arrive to pick you up at your home at 0800 hours. Quinn stared at the message. What the hell? Is this even real? Maybe it's a scam, he thought. Regardless, he wanted to be ready for whatever happened, so he hurried home. Quinn had no idea that what was waiting for him would change his life forever. The next morning, Quinn woke to pounding on his door. He threw on a shirt and pants, realizing he had overslept. When he opened the door, he found two muscled soldiers. Quinn Talon, one growled. That's me, Quinn said. We have to confirm, one soldier said. He revealed a biometric scanner. Just look at the screen. Quinn looked at the screen as a green light scanned his face. The computer voice spoke from the tablet. Confirmed Quinn Talon, 17 years old, student at Howard High School. Parents deceased, killed during second wave of alien invasion. Quinn rolled his eyes and agreed. What is this date? The soldiers looked at him with humorless faces. Follow us, one said. They led Quinn to an all-in drab government vehicle parked out front and climbed in the back. He was nervous, excited to see what kind of ability he would be given. He knew it wouldn't be much, but he had never had anything before. What's this all about? Quinn asked. The soldiers didn't answer. Where are we going? Quinn pressed, still. What is the mysterious thing I'm going to receive? Again, the soldiers were silent. You can't tell me anything? Quinn pressed. Affirmative. One of the men finally broke. Fine, Quinn said. He sat back in the Spartan seats and watched out the window as the vehicle sped across the city to a heavily fortified military base. Wow, Quinn said, taking it all in. The walls around it must have been 20 feet tall, ringed with plasma grenade turrets. There was no sign out front except for a symbol of a circle with a rocket through it. Where are we? Quinn asked. The armory, the men said in unison. Outside the gate, the vehicle was inspected by both X-ray scanners and bomb-sniffing dogs. It seemed like soldiers were stationed everywhere with guns sighted on Quinn. Everyone seemed ready for an imminent attack, but from where? When they were finally cleared, the massive titanium gate lumbered across. Inside the massive walls, there were more soldiers and superheroes rushing about. The vehicle stopped in front of a low-slung concrete bunker. This is it, one of the soldiers said. This is what? Quinn asked. The armory. Go inside. You'll get more instructions. Quinn exited the vehicle and strode to the front door of the building. But as he reached the door, he was launched backward several feet. What the hell? He screamed. He realized that as he had reached the door, someone else had been exiting. A young woman with long brown hair, ruby eyes, and muscular arms. Quinn sighed. She must have powers because just pushing the door open sent him flying. Watch where you're going, loser, she said, looking down at him on the ground. Quinn stood up, brushing himself off. Sorry, I didn't see you. The woman scowled at him. What do you mean you didn't see me? I wasn't using an invisibility cloak, dumbass. As they were talking, a soldier approached in a pristinely pressed uniform. Her polished silver name tag read, She hurried to the window.
the suit?
Oh, I saw some.
Yeah, Craig said it was.
She had on something that's like.
It's like exaggerated, super exaggerated.
Right.
Legs.
I don't fuck bitch been like that for real. It's tired. And this bitch was wrong. People in her room.
And then she turned around and was like shaking it. It was pretty
Correct.
cool.
Why you think I ain't fucked a bitch built like that? Man, let me tell you something. I ain't always got to fuck to be happy. Sometimes I fuck just to get slicker. Everybody who fucked just to be happy is always disappointed. Some of these bitches, as soon as they show up in the room, I'll be like, bitch, this gonna help me complete.
And then when she turned around, you moved, but it was pretty kind of oddly realistic. But anyway, she was lucky, almost getting That's pretty funny. So some people were upset about it. Why, I don't know. But she looked.
Let me take chances and do something different. Don't mind.
Sure, and she's good at that. I kind of like that. She's good at
chick language like that. Now look, if I tell you to meet me somewhere and we out, will you not laugh? All I got to say is, laugh. I want to show it to you. Sometimes she wears shorts, so you know what I'm saying, to air out.
Oh man.
But just don't laugh when you see
That's
You know, I know that you pay for some extravagant wear.
I have a lady stomach and I have a calf. It's all because
So, TMI, buddy, TMI. Anyway, I don't know if you pay money for something like this. It sounds like they're not going to make any more pairs, but they finally showed what the Air Jordan 11s called the Purple Rains look like. They were specifically made for Prince. There was only one pair that was produced, and it was meant to give to Prince, but due to the tragedy, right before it, he was never given them. They never presented them to him. So, I forgot to send you that as a picture. I'm sorry. Anyway, right now they're currently going for 100K. I don't know. That is funny. Anyway, they are beautiful. They are beautiful. But they only made one pair, and it doesn't say that they're gonna. They should produce.
you know what happens when you put them on, right? They go.
That's funny, isn't it?
That's fine. You're supposed to say with Prince.
Anyway, so yeah, they are fire though. They showed them. Anyway, beautiful, but
what size?
they're on auction right now. They're up to 100,000. Oh, I know. Oh, good one, Craig. It's got to be his size, but I didn't see it.
3 probably work. About or something.
They got fingernail polish in the front of them.
Kids.
Of course, everybody's seeing the news right now that it was announced that Val Kilmer just passed away. A few years ago, he did have throat cancer, which he beat. And I listened to his Audible book, and it was excellent recently. It's his most current one. It was his memoir, and it was so great. I already loved Cher, but now I really have respect for her because, she was one of his old girlfriends. And although she was, even though she's moved on and she's took him in and was taking care of him for many years. He didn't have.
She used to drink up. Real talk. Cher took care of a lot of them.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, she's done that. But I'm saying with him in his case, when he was sick, he didn't have anywhere to go. Whatever, he lost a few things. She took him in. So I love that about her. But anyway, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. He did a lot of movies.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize he was born in 59.
So that means it's how old? 65.
Matter of fact, this month.
Motherfuckers be talking shit, dog. In this day and time, you get 65 years about this bitch. Especially with all the shit they done put up in you. And I ain't just talking about the dig. I'm talking about all the shit we eat. Pocket fries.
Pocket fries.
You get 65 about this motherfucker. You beat the game. Because he wasn't no beast. I know big fat motherfuckers 82 years
particular month, right? April, yeah. March and April, it was so. Yeah, he was always getting sick because, of course, now he had that open, the trachea thing.
It's almost like the truth of it is earbuds. Because the air that goes in here makes it sometimes you don't hear it. Nobody tells you how they gotta go out there and motherfucking warehouse and get the goddamn that cool doggy air. You sit on that plane, goddamn it, and it's moving around and shit.
Yeah, so that's sad. Rest in peace now. He was music. So, yeah, he changed drastically after that. When he got that, anyways. He sure what? Yeah.
He did a Batman movie.
He sure did. Yep. And
I like him in both.
what's the one with Tom Cruise? Check it out. At Planet Fitness, you can get free fitness training for mixing it up. We're not slowing down. I'm checking my form.
55 minutes Sunday.
You come in, save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, April 11th.
If you are a musician that went to school for music, chances are that part of your career involves education and teaching others to excel on your area of expertise. The chances are
Flight.
I'm good.
There you go. Top gun.
What was his name in that movie? In the first Top Gun, what was Val Kilmer's name?
I'll look it up.
You know, they finna down Tom Cruise. That motherfucker got to deal with motherfucking devil for real.
I mean,
That motherfucker gonna be running in the next movie.
I was gonna say, but he did. Oh, Tombstone. That's right. Wait, he was in Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone might have been his best role.
Wow, that's right.
In Tombstone, he was hella bad.
Iceman. There you go.
Iceman. In Tombstone, that motherfucker told that motherfucker, he was talking all this shit, looking for somebody to fight. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry, right?
Hey, homosexual hype. I'm your Huckleberry. What goes to those stuff? Where?
And one last thing, I know we're forgetting. I didn't like this about what we did on The View recently with Samuel L. Jackson. Anyway, Samuel L. Jackson's wife, LaTonya Richardson Jackson, who's also an actress. They've been married, oh my gosh, I don't know, some 45 years or something like that. Anyway, she's now doing a play, a very big play in New York, and she was on there to promote. So, people are used to seeing him. But anyway, she's on there to promote the play and her part in it. And they basically put him on blast, like said, oh, her husband, he's right there. She was like, oh, he's here. And then literally got him. And you could tell he did not want to go. What was he going to do? Put on a whole act?
I say, bitch, get your monkey ass on that
On camera? Like, it was very uncomfortable.
Get your monkey ass on that. Samuel Jackson, the king of motherfucker.
But he still, you could tell that he was really not into it, and he was hesitant that even, what's her name?
She took the shine from old girl, because that's what she did. That's hater bitch shit.
There you go. And,
old girl is there to promote her shit, and she grabbed Samuel Jackson like, fuck this bitch talking about. That's what she did.
and even Joy Behar, that one, the comedian, older woman, she even said, like, man, leave the man alone. It's her time. Like, she's on her run. She tried checking with me.
And that's hater whole shit.
And
That's ugly bitch shit. I'm keeping it above. That's hater bitch shit.
And I don't know, I guess his wife was playing around, because after they finally got him up there and everything, she was like, look, okay, now you can go about it. So now she kind of told everybody, like, no, what are you doing? So the wife even said something. She was playing.
What'd she say?
Yeah,
Samuel Jackson and this wife been together for a long time, right?
Almost like 50 years.
So, Whoopi ain't never had nothing like that. She was with Ted Danson getting talked up by that.
Yo, I was not I was like, oh, man, and you could tell he just, just wanted to keep the peace.
Can you imagine taking care of Whoopi when she's sick?
Give me another cigarette.
And one quick last thing, like we were saying earlier, I think you mentioned this earlier, something about Nowadays, you can't commit anything. I mean, there's a lot of cameras out there where your videos or whatever, witnesses, blah blah blah. So apparently, some women visiting from New York were in Chicago at a soul food restaurant. If you look up the name, you find it. Anyway. They dined and dashed, and they're on camera. Girls are girls, so they're dined and dashed. I didn't know he was just doing that. And they didn't get away with it because the guy, the owner, goes online and says, no, that's all you gotta do nowadays. So they said, you can't sue him for that. They're like, well, he knows these girls, so they got caught. I'm just saying.
Oh, they tried to sue him for defamation. Fuck it.
I'm saying like because you put them on blast, you got them called like that. People think you are supposed to let them do dirt, and when it comes to your business, like your business is what you thrive off of. You're able to go to the bank, take care of your, do all that, but people say, oh, you tell on somebody, you ain't keeping it real. It's a crazy world, man. It's like you can't keep it real, man. I'm a senior citizen. I'm jealous.
There you go. And then somebody else,
Hey, little whippersnapper, stop that crime.
and somebody else is saying, well, how much was it? Doesn't matter. It's the principal thing. Like, they don't say, what you mean, this is something we deep fried. And then they tricked them. The waitress came, gave them the receipt. You can see it all on camera if you Google it. Gave them the receipt, and then the girls were like looking at them, like, oh, can we get another print? So that waitress turns around to go get them another print, and they booked it.
Some women,
Yeah, three.
were they black?
My favorite place to go in Rochester is the RMSC. And right now, they have the coolest taste of it ever. John Kenny's animal superpowers made with Lego bricks. You do not want to miss this. Go to rmsc.org.
I already speak head tilt and homework, but now it's time to speak liver health. I already have fatty liver and high triglycerides, which put me at risk for a condition called MASH, an advanced form of fatty liver disease. MASH can often go undetected and worsen over time, with potentially life-threatening consequences. So I'm learning to speak liver for myself and for him. Ask your doctor if you should be screened for MASH if you have any of these other health conditions. Speak up, speak loud, and speak now. Visit speakliver.com.
Darlene, you have to say it.
No, they were at a soul food restaurant.
Soulless. A lot of people go to soul food restaurant. Were they black?
I guess.
Were they young?
I would say so.
They better not be no old bitch running out
No.
there. Bitch.
No, and it was, and I think it was like
There better be some young girl who can learn a lesson from this. If this is a bitch is only 4 them bitches need to be in jail for a
they
little while.
have been close to their wait, and they had drinks, so it was like 260, something like that, 260. Yeah. Anything over there, they're like,
You ever ran into me? What if somebody just ran over
the
there?
guy that dashed us somebody's establishment. Shame on them.
I'm give me my bill. I don't know. This ain't no policy. You can use more than one card. I'm paying for my hell. You would have stayed. I was paying for my shit. I would have ran if everybody ran, but I'm like, why we do that, son?
Oh, right. You know what, Corey?
Man, we could have been caught up on some suckers shit. Special charge.
Because they were running.
Places on the restaurant. Huh? Most restaurants, the waitresses have to pay for that. The waitresses ain't got $260 at one time.
So shame on those girls, man.
My mom used to be a
All the
waitress.
time, Landon, I'm telling you.
I got everything waitresses.
Me too. I don't like that.
I ain't motherfuckers that treat them fucked up.
And not only that, can I just make one last thing? In the day that everybody's trying to flex and boast and all that, like, oh my God, eh?
Most COVID waitresses ain't shit.
Yeah, just let some.
Waitresses back in the day worked hard. Most COVID waitresses is a bitch whose life is so fucked up. She was like, fuck it, I'll do it. That's a waitress. I miss the days when waitresses used to smoke while they served. Remember that day?
Oh, it's hanging off the lip,
Blowing
right?
cigarette. Yeah, I remember. Scratch the head. You remember when he used to be on the plane? He used to be able to smoke on an airplane? Yeah, I remember that. He used to smoke on plane. Yeah, that was it. I remember when they stopped. Yeah.
Smoking
They used to have a commercial. Everybody was clapping on the plane. This one dude, they made him stop and get off. They started clapping. I remember the first commercial when they stopped people from smoking on planes. Smoking on an airplane is evil. Yeah, that's some foul shit.
Sticking it all in like that? No.
Yeah, that was normal when they ain't smoking with kids in the car. All that. Old waitresses had on stockings with no socks with shoes on. I know they feet was lit.
Back in the day, Greg, remember when your parent could give you some money, you can go buy them some cigarettes.
And then in a restaurant, the smoking section was just one seat over. I remember you used to put a note from your mama and you get your cigarettes. Right. Not even the money, just a note. It's just a lot of money too. Yeah. And they used to look at it and honor it. Yeah, that's how old I was. They was doing that when I was a kid. Used to be able to buy washing powder and bleach with food stamps at the A-Random store. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's you buy all that shit. Yeah.
Yes.
What's up, man? Oh, you got some home bitches. You got some home bitches.
Oh, I didn't see the close-up of that one. I saw them from
Rain and Dash, you got some home.
Oh, now they got them on close-up. See, back in the video, you just see them sitting there on the chair. We'll go up here. Check it out.
I really look at that bitch. I wonder what that bitch name is.
You stop. Figure it out. Get it out.
That's an old bitch.
Young. The other two are young. Good look.
I got blue hair, so I expect that from you.
And not Greg. Such a.
I'm not giving them my babysitting money for this shit. They're saying stupid shit like they got insurance on this food. The insurance covered it.
Leave it on.
They say that's a 304 track team. Corey snitching on the A-Rad. Just fuck the fast niggas, man. Yeah, we got beats. Somebody told Corey to avoid the Kanye topic. I saw something in the thing where, what happened with Kanye? I did the interview. Watched it.
Oh, that, yeah.
The interview he had on the Black Ku Klux Klan robe. Let me tell you something. But he said some shit on there, dog. He said some real shit. It was a mixture of real and but one thing he said while he had the robe on, he was like, so let me get this straight. It's not a problem when they making money off of the pain and suffering of other people. But I can't generate revenue and market off their pain and suffering. Shit. They have the opportunity to have
Nice.
I talked to his manager briefly. We didn't get into it yet. But my main thing is this. I don't want them to shut the channel down.
Oh, that is, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared. Because Kanye is non-controllable.
what the fuck I'm gonna tell Kanye?
Debut it on the website.
Say that again?
Charge the debut it on the website.
That's what I'm saying. You what's he saying? What's he gonna say? I see that. I'm talking about. Now, this is gonna make me mad. But do you know how much paper you got to have?
Said he been there.
He said he be.
He still is.
Man, gonna give me 10 minutes. You know, like this.
But nobody is really giving light to this. How much paper you got to have your bitch show up naked? That's paper.
Well, even the girl before.
What's the girl before?
She showed up at the stable dressed as a what's her name? What's that girl's name?
Kanye,
She's a.
will you do me a favor, brother? Will you please have a girl show up with a lot of public hair? I like public hair.
Said public is great.
Like Bernie Mac said.
Oh.
I like public hair. And views. I like that. It's Kanye. For your shot town home. Let one of them show up. Views. I like views. I know a lot of guys don't like views. Greg, you like views?
Julia Fox, thank you, CT.
Like vagina.
Julia Fox, that was her.
I want you to buy a white slave and beat on him every day on YouTube. I want to see that. You can do it.
Craig is joking. YouTube. That's a joke. Don't even strike us for that. Craig is joking.
Yeah, definitely.
Beginning now. Scanning bridges. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome. Stand for the bridge.
Is there anything else?
My girls think they got shade. I like a rouge. It's about the hair all the way to the bottom of the ass. Is that bad?
Everybody's got their things.
Great. Like everybody.
Oh my god.
Savage.
Here.
Hey,
Weapons restrictions lifted.
sorry, see, like, it's a girl, like, hey, that's a smell sweet.
That's what it is.
That's right. Grace has moved the shade this year.
Suggestion. Yes, we ain't none of us do what we got to do. Hell yeah, man, we got some back, man.
Yes.
Some girls, the natural odor, their pheromones. Versus other feels that
Yeah.
Our folks get hit by two people real dope. This be temporary.
that thing
Anyway, it's Chinese food. It's showing a casual lack of concern and difference. Insouciant. Insouciant shrug. Right. Never. Probably it's almost by telephone. Jack Stefanski. You know that in Chicago? Jack Stefanski.
What part is the power surge? Oh, it must. So this is the power grid right here. It's not the whole string.
Beginning scan. Scanning Bridges ID. Verifying ID.
Yes.
Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Welcome to Lake Dot City. Proceed to distribution center.
800
Decon keeping up. Decon keeping up. Decon keeping up. Rest is advised. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised. Hey, Sam. Good to see you. Guys like you make me proud. Thank you. Until the next delivery. Stay safe. Good work.
Yeah, acapella, off of the top. Wish we had a beat so I could really, really drop. But for now, I'ma finesse to my breath and I'ma spit to you. Go in cardiac arrest, yes. I'm coming from the chest cause I'm cool like that. So back up and be a fool like that. Yeah, they call me Pac-Man in the city I was raised in. And I ain't glazing, I'm off the top of the microphone blazing. Fuck it, it's really amazing. Yeah, it's a lot of heat, so I need some shade so I can start shading myself from the shady folks that wanna see me fall. Fuck it, I'ma ball. Do it till the niggas start to crawl. And I'ma pass back the glory, that's it, that's all.
Hey there. How's it going? Guys like you make me proud of my part, Bridget. Thank you. Until the next delivery. Good work.
Say, passing my way, I'ma extort you weak ass comedians for pay. You moved to LA to be a star, then you did something else that was quite bizarre. You turned into a prostitute in your shoe. It's where you take it, and that shit ain't cute. Nigga, I will refute. And when I step on this mic, I start to loot with my pistol in hand, cause I've been the man. Yeah, it's ass niggas stay singing and saying. And what I got to say is I really don't play from LA to Oakland. We'll ask you niggas till you fuck around and fall in place. Nigga, the ball's in play. I'm a star.